Welcome back to Clearwater Chronicles, where we share real-world tips to help you get the most out of your pool and spa. Today we're talking about inflatable hot tubs, how they work, what to look for, and I'll walk you through one that is designed for comfort, durability, and energy efficiency. Spoiler alert, it's not exactly a kiddie pool with a space heater. If you've ever thought about adding a hot tub to your backyard but didn't want the cost or commitment of a permanent one, inflatable spas are worth a look. They're portable, easy to set up, and surprisingly comfortable. They can reach the same relaxing water temperatures as your permanent spas, usually around 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and most have built-in massage systems that use air jets to create that soothing bubbling effect. When compared to permanent spas, they have a much lower cost up front. They're easy to set up and take down. They're portable, so you can actually move them around or take them with you on vacation or even store them away in the off season. And there's no need for special plumbing or wiring like there is with a lot of the permanent spas. Now, some of the downsides are that they have a slightly smaller seating capacity. They heat up slower than traditional spas, so they're not going to be ready to use in an hour like some of your more traditional spas. The jets are air-based, so the massage is a little gentler than it would be with a water-based jet, and the lifespan can be shorter if they're not cared for properly. I like to think of it as a difference between a hammock and a king-size bed. They both let you relax. One just requires a little more commitment. So when you're comparing these inflatable tubs, there's a few things that you want to pay attention to. One of those things is capacity. Smaller tubs heat faster and therefore cost less to use. Another thing you want to pay attention to is heating efficiency. Insulated covers and multi-layer shells will help keep your power bill in check. You want to pay attention to material strength. Reinforced materials resist punctures and stretching. And cold weather protection. Look for a freeze protection feature if you want to use it in the cooler months. The one I have here is a Bestway Zurich SaluSpa. It's a 2 to 4 person round inflatable with 120 air jets for a full even massage. It heats up to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, just like a regular spa. It comes with a standard cover and the Energy Sense insulated cover, which Bestway says is about 40% more efficient than the standard cover. The shell is made from their DuraPlus 3-layer material that is more puncture and stretch resistant than regular PVC, and that's a plus for durability and for those of us who have dogs that think every new thing in the yard is their bed. It also includes free shield protection, which keeps the internal components from freezing if the temperature drops. That's great for people that want to use it year-round. An inflatable tub like this can be set up in just minutes. The included pump inflates the tub, heats the water, runs the filtration, and controls the jets. Now, in the box, you're going to get all the components of the tub, including a filter and the pump, but there's a couple other things that you might want to consider buying if you're going to get an inflatable tub. One of those things is a mat to go underneath the tub, especially if you're putting it on a hard surface. Not only will the mat make it more comfortable, it also prevents heat loss from ground contact, so it's another insulating factor as well. And another thing you're going to want to pick up are some chemicals for the spa. I just recommend getting a spa starter kit. It'll have everything you need to not only start your tub, but also to maintain it throughout the year. I'll link one in the description from a company that I like really well called Aquadoc. They make them in chlorine, bromine. They even have inflatable specific spa startup kits. And I know the question that most people have is, how much does it cost in my electric bill to maintain this? Well, most inflatable spas are going to use between 1,300 and 1,500 watts of electricity when they're heating, and far less than that when they're just maintaining the temperature. And I promise, this is not a math class, it's just a rough estimate. But if your electricity runs you 15 cents per kilowatt hour, heating it up from cold might cost you $3 or $4 a day, and maintaining that temperature might cost you $1 or $2 a day, just depending on how often you use it and how cold it is. But the thing about these spas is most people don't maintain the heat. They just let it go back to normal when they're not using it, and then they heat it up before they're going to use it. What we do typically is if we know we're going to use it on a Saturday night, we turn the heater on a Saturday morning, and by Saturday night it's good and warm to use, Maybe we have it on for the weekend, but then we just turn the heater off, and we don't keep the heater on when we're not using it. Obviously, it circulates all the time to keep those chemicals and the water filtration going. Obviously, heater is what costs most of the money, and honestly, even without doing any boring math calculations, if you're just a little strategic about the way you use it, your energy bill will be fine. And if you decide on getting an inflatable spa, no matter which one you choose, plan on testing and balancing your water a couple times a week, cleaning or replacing your filter regularly, and keeping the cover on when it's not in use to keep debris out and trap the heat in. If you've been thinking about trying an inflatable spa, this Bestway Zurich SaluSpa is a really great example of durability, comfort, and energy efficiency all in a small footprint. I'll link this spa and all the things you need to go along with it down in the description. Those are affiliate links. They do help the channel at no extra cost to you. I am super grateful when you use those. And if you found this helpful, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss more pool and spa tips. And remember, a spa should make you feel relaxed, not like you're negotiating a car loan. Thanks for watching Clearwater Chronicles, and I'll see you in the next one.